It begins in the year 1817. We see one of the best ninjas in the world named Hanzo Hasashi, this is the guy, where he has a wife and 2 children who are still small. At this moment, he's at his headquarters, or secret camp to avoid enemies, or a clan that wants to finish him and his entire lineage off. And when Hanzo is fetching water at the river, suddenly the enemy appears named Bihan, this is the guy, where Bihan is a very rare man, because he is the last descendant of the cryomancer race from Edenia, a race that can manipulate particles and air humidity and turn them into ice. The scream of his wife being killed by Bihan is immediately heard by Hanzo, who instantly goes limp when seeing the bodies of his wife and children already stiff in a frozen state. And yes, it turns out there are Bihan's troops still roaming around there, where for the first time, Hanzo uses a kunai tied with a rope and makes it a weapon by swinging that kunai, which immediately embeds itself into the bodies of his enemies. Time to fight the final boss, namely Bihan. Hanzo immediately swings his kunai, which succeeds in injuring Bihan's cheek, where the 2 of them are involved in an equal fight. But with the ability to manipulate ice, Bihan is certainly 1 level above Hanzo, which is proven by making him lose that fight. In the seconds of his death, Hanzo still cannot accept the fate he experienced, where the strong desire for revenge within him is finally heard by the King of Hell, which causes him to be immediately pulled to Hell, making his body vanish as if burned by fire. That's when the god of thunder appears, but not Thor, son of Odin from Asgard, rather a god who has an Asian face named Raiden. This is the big boss. He takes Hanzo's kunai and brings his youngest child who was hidden under the floor, then leaves just like that without explaining his purpose, which seems like Raiden only wanted to show off his lightning powers. And this is it, Mortal Kombat. The world we live in is actually on the brink of apocalypse, not because of God's will sending a giant comet or a very devastating natural disaster, but the apocalypse this time comes from another dimension named Outworld, which will come to Earth and cause destruction. That will happen if we lose in an interdimensional tournament named Mortal Kombat, which of course is not held at an esport tournament, but surely held in an unknown dimension attended by all living things, including humans who are also included in that tournament. However, there is an ancient prophecy saying that the champions on planet Earth will be united by the resurrection of Hanzo Hasashi's blood. Not the Avengers, but a group consisting of several potential youths who have fighting abilities above average. And the story begins again in the present time, in a year when the economy is difficult and the millennial generation almost has no future because they learn from online only, not from experience. We see an MMA fighter named Cole Young, this is the guy, who in this scene is fighting in the ring and loses to his opponent. Switching to another dimension, namely Outworld, we see a man with an iron mask, pale skin, white eyes, and cracked lips named Sub-Zero, who turns out to be Bihan, who has been resurrected by a sorcerer and drawn to become part of the Outworld clan.
I killed him centuries ago.
And this is Master Shang Tsung, who is the leader of the Outworld clan, where he orders Bihan, alias Sub-Zero, to go to Earth and finish off all the chosen champions so that there are no more candidates who will participate in the Mortal Kombat tournament.
Kill Earthrealm's champions. Bihan.
Back to Cole Young, who after losing the match sees Hanzo's shadow in the mirror. Who knows what that is? But when he meets his daughter, a man appears who has been watching him fight earlier named Jax. This is the handsome guy. He is interested in Cole's birthmark in the form of a dragon image, which is the Mortal Kombat logo.
That dragon logo you got, I dig that, man. Well, ain't that something?
Nice chatting with you.
Long story short, the night gets dark. When Cole and his wife, along with his daughter, are eating at a restaurant, suddenly snow appears accompanied by cold temperatures which cause the glass to experience freezing, where that strange anomaly is a sign of the appearance of the icebender Sub-Zero. That's when Jax appears and immediately tells them to get in the car, where on the journey to escape, Jax explains that he also has a mark in the form of a dragon logo just like Cole. He explains that it is not an ordinary birthmark, but a sign that the two of them are chosen to participate in a supernatural tournament named Mortal Kombat.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Chosen? For what?
To fight.
When hitting a dead end where Sub-Zero is already there, Jax orders Cole to go and secure his family, and after that, go to an address where there is a woman named Sonya Blade who will explain everything.
806 West Washington Boulevard.
Hold on tight, guys.
Sub-Zero lures Jax to enter a building where the conditions there are already frozen, and when he is off guard, suddenly and how unfortunate Jax's fate is. When the movie duration isn't even halfway, he already has to lose both his hands due to being frozen by Sub-Zero. Cole himself manages to secure his family, where he asks his wife to stay and be patient while he goes to an address that Jax gave to meet Sonya Blade.
I should go. You'll be safe here, Allie.
Switching to Outworld, where Master Shang Tsung receives the latest news from one of his subordinates named Melina, this is the girl, that Sub-Zero succeeded in killing one Earth champion while the other one escaped. So the Master orders Melina to send a killer reptile named Sizoth.
Let's finish this. Send in the reptilian Sizoth.
Back to Cole, who manages to meet Sonya Blade. This is the fierce auntie. She immediately explains that she and Jax are soldiers who once carried out a mission in Brazil, where at that time, their target was known to have superpowers, where when Jax killed him, the dragon logo on the target suddenly moved to Jax's body.
Learned about this 7 years ago. Jax and I were on a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. The target had the same marking you do, Cole.
Since that time, the two of them conducted searches and research to interpret the meaning of that dragon logo, which is known to be a sign for someone chosen to be a representative of humanity on planet Earth in an interdimensional tournament named Mortal Kombat.
Dragon marking? It signifies that you've been chosen to fight for Earth.
That's when hearing a voice from behind. There is a man who is tied up named Kano. This is the annoying guy. Sonya explains that Kano was deliberately caught and tied up by her because he is a weapons dealer and a member of the largest criminal organization named Black Dragon, drug smugglers and hitmen. However, he has a dragon logo after he killed someone who had that logo. So technically, Kano is not a chosen person but deliberately killed a chosen person, so he has that dragon logo.
Lucky enough to find Kano here instead.
When Cole asks, "Where is your mark?" Sonya answers that she doesn't have the dragon mark. And suddenly, Sizoth the Reptilian appears, where he has invisible capability. When Sonya manages to injure him, it turns out Sizoth's blood contains acid which causes corrosion, allowing Kano to release his handcuffs, where the three of them finally work together to defeat this interdimensional lizard.
There you are.
Kano wins.
After Sizoth is dead, Sonya brings up her plan to go to Raiden's temple, where Kano, hearing that, immediately chimes in saying that he knows where Raiden's temple is located because he often delivers illegal weapons to his buyers. So with a little bargaining, Kano finally agrees to take Sonya and Cole for a payment of $3 million.
Sounds like we got a deal.
I was gonna head there anyway.
Yeah, fucking.
With help from her best friend Kano, the three of them board a plane and jump right in the middle of a barren desert, where they have to walk as far as 30 kilometers to reach Raiden's temple.
So how close are we?
27, 28 Ks. Maybe 30 to be safe. Straight up to 32, eh?
When they are close to the location, a small man with long hair named Liu Kang appears. This is the guy, where from his hand appears a fireball that knocks Kano back several meters.
I'm not your enemy.
Arriving at the temple, Liu Kang explains that he was assigned to gather the champions who possess the dragon mark, including Jax, who is now being treated after being involved in a fight with Sub-Zero.
Jax. Hey, Jax.
Liu Kang invites the three of them to meet the God of Thunder, Lord Raiden, where he explains about the Mortal Kombat tournament which has been held for centuries, where the Outworld nation led by the sorcerer master Shang Tsung has successfully claimed victory 9 times in a row. And if he wins one more time, then the Elder Gods, or the Gods of Gods, will allow Outworld to come to Earth and enslave humanity.
One more victory, and Outworld will gain control over Earth, and Shang Tsung will enslave the entire human race.
Unexpectedly, Sub-Zero turns out to be reckless enough to chase the champions all the way to Raiden's temple, where we are surprised by the appearance of another champion who has a round hat with sharp edges, or usually called a razor-rimmed hat. Who else if not Kung Lao? Not long after, his boss appears, Master Shang Tsung, who comes to claim victory even before the tournament begins, where Raiden summons a shield or lightning barrier to protect his champions, which makes the master and his troops leave from there. Having not much time left, Liu Kang and Kung Lao are assigned to train Cole and Kano, except Sonya because she doesn't have a dragon mark. They will be trained so they can find their arcana. Arcana is their superpower. Yeah, inner power from within themselves, so it's sort of a training to unlock the potential they possess, where that training is not special training with heavy and complicated treatment, but just ordinary duels to awaken their emotions and adrenaline. Sonya decides to contribute by training Jax, who has regained consciousness, where Jax has robotic arms attached to his 2 stumps. Who knows where the staff of this temple got technology that's sophisticated?
It's okay, it's okay.
When they are all having a meal together, Kano keeps talking, which makes Liu and Kung finally speak up regarding the arrogance and emotional instability possessed by Kano. That Kano is just useless trash who will be a burden in this team.
Terrible fighter. 0 skill.
And when Kano keeps being mocked and laughed at by everyone, that's when he truly becomes emotional and suddenly... Kano finds his arcana first in the form of a laser eye like Superman, but only one side. So now only Cole is left, who must be trained harder so he can find his arcana.
Hold on. Does it have to be him? I meant a Marvel.
Focus on the pain, Cole.
I'm focusing. Nothing's happening. It just hurts. Stick with it.
And it seems Cole still cannot accept that he is a champion representing Earth, where his mind is hard to focus because of thinking about his small family, namely his wife and only daughter. So Raiden finally speaks up regarding Cole's true identity, which turns out Cole is a descendant of the most best ninja in the world, namely Hanzo Hasashi.
One of the greatest ninjas to ever walk the earth. Hanzo Hasashi.
Even though he has been told about his great-grandfather and lineage, it still doesn't make Cole motivated, so Raiden feels that Cole is not really serious about this tournament. As a result, he chooses to go home rather than continue his training.
I'm sorry.
Switching to Outworld, where Shang Tsung decides to add manpower by bringing in his other subordinates. Among them, there is General Reiko, the owner of the Crushing Hammer or Giant Destruction Hammer. Then there is Kabal, the owner of super speed and hook weapons, who is a former member of the Black Dragon criminal group still sheltered by Kano. Also Nitara the vampire who can fly with her 2 bat wings. And finally, there is Prince Goro who has 4 hands, which surely can type faster than an accountant.
Now we shall end this prophecy, once and for all.
Kabal, who knew Kano when he was still in the Black Dragon gang, is ordered to tempt him with lots of money, so he wants to betray them and destroy this lightning shield, where Kano, who is basically evil and crazy about money, so easily changes his mind immediately, so he recklessly lasers the shield's power source, which makes this temple unprotected anymore. As a result, Shang Tsung and his troops immediately enter the temple and attack the champions, while coincidentally Lord Raiden is not there. Cole himself is visited by Prince Goro, the wasteful hands, who comes to kill him.
Back inside.
Get back inside!
Cole, who is an ordinary MMA fighter, is certainly beaten badly by Prince Goro, who has a giant body. However, when his child and wife are threatened, finally Cole becomes very emotional, and this is what happens. Yes, like the Black Panther costume made of vibranium belonging to Prince T'Challa from Wakanda, Cole's armor can also absorb every attack which is converted into energy, and can even be turned into a weapon in the form of a tonfa, which finally can fatality Prince Goro. Back to Raiden's temple, where the champions are truly made helpless. Like Jax, who is so easily defeated by General Reiko, Sonya relies on her military martial arts to face the side daggers belonging to Mileena, and Liu Kang is overwhelmed by the speed of Kabal, who is invisible.
Want me to slow down a little?
Unlike the 3 of them, Kung Lao manages to fatality Nitara by using his sharp hat, which is made to spin like circular saw, making Nitara split in 2, which surely has the potential to become a yellow dollars.
Flawless victory.
Kano himself lasers a statue's hand, which makes Jax and Sonya get crushed. While the 2 of them are considered dead, it turns out Jax can still survive and manages to wake up. Until it's time he sees Sonya, his best friend, still inside the rubble. Jax, with all his might, lifts the rubble, which coincidentally awakens his arcana in the form of robotic arms, like Tony Stark's Iron Man technology. And when the champions are overwhelmed, only then does Lord Raiden appear to pick up and secure his champions, where he actually shows off Cole to Shang Tsung to brag that, "Look, my champion now has his powers." At the moment they are about to be secured, Sub-Zero manages to hold them back, so Kung Lao feels the need to help him, which in the end, he has to die because his soul is sucked by Shang Tsung.
You're so smart.
Lord Raiden secures the 4 of them to the Void Dimension, a realm between our world and Outworld where Shang Tsung cannot enter. There, Lord Raiden gives Hanzo's kunai, so his spirit can join the fight alongside Cole.
It from him the day he died.
That's where Cole has an idea to fight smartly, which is by defeating them one by one. Since Raiden has the ability to teleport someone, he brings each of them to a different place and will duel one-on-one with their respective opponents. For Sub-Zero, he is deliberately left for last, because his ability clearly cannot be faced by just one person alone.
Give me Reiko. I got a score to settle.
With Jax, who will fight General Rico, Jax with his new robot arms is now able to withstand Reiko's hammer, where Jax can break it, punch his face, and smash his head until it bursts like a watermelon.
Yeah, these motherfuckers work.
Next, there is Kano, who will fight Sonya. Basically, Sonya once defeated Kano when first arresting him. However, the difference is Kano now has a laser eye, where Sonya uses some chemical liquid to block the laser coming out of his eye. Until finally the fight ends with Kano being killed, and the transfer of the Dragon Mark making Sonya a new Mortal Kombat champion.
Feels fucking amazing.
Then there is Cole fighting Melina, who has animal teeth and short-range teleportation ability, where Cole is truly made overwhelmed by her. Until finally he gets help from Sonya, who now already possesses a power like Shang-Chi in the form of laser rings appearing from her hands.
A little help?
That's pretty cool.
Finally, there is Liu Kang fighting Kabal, where the speed he possesses apparently cannot be relied on continuously, because when Kabal is trapped inside quicksand, Liu Kang immediately uses his ultimate fire move, where the fire itself forms a dragon that immediately burns Kabal alive. And because Raiden once showed off that Cole is a descendant of Hanzo Hasashi, Sub-Zero alias Bihan is now chasing Cole's family, where Sub-Zero appears before Cole and lures him to enter alone and duel to finish off Hanzo Hasashi's last descendant.
No! Emily!
Located in a building that has been frozen, the two of them fight, where Cole is clearly no match for Sub-Zero. Especially when seeing his child and wife in an unconscious state covered in ice makes Cole finally take out Hanzo's kunai, which in the end awakens the real Hanzo Hasashi.
Get over here!
With a new name, Scorpion, the two of them are involved in an epic and cool fight where Sub-Zero uses Scorpion's blood formed like a knife until Scorpion, who keeps using the chained kunai that can shoot from his hand. Seeing Cole's family freezing makes Hanzo remember his family from before, where this time he will not let his last descendant die, until finally Cole and Hanzo decide to fight Sub-Zero together. When Sub-Zero's armor comes loose, Cole immediately uses that opportunity to stab and tear his chest. But Sub-Zero, who can still get up, still persists in fighting until finally Hanzo alias Scorpion unleashes another power he possesses, namely the Breath of Hellfire, where the fire itself is made from the sins of humanity. After the fight is finished and the family is successfully saved, only then does the Thunder God Raiden appear, who knows where he went earlier, and not long after, Shang Tsung appears taking Sub-Zero's body and saying that this is not over yet, because next time he will not bring fighters but will bring an army. Because Mortal Kombat is not over yet, Raiden gives a task to Cole and friends to find other champions, a fighter named Johnny Cage, who surely will appear in Mortal Kombat 2.
I'll assemble a new list of champions.
Mortal Kombat teaches us that brute force alone isn't enough to win the real battles. True strength actually comes from within. That inner fire or arcana that unlocks only when you're fighting for something bigger than yourself, like protecting your family. It's a solid reminder that talent without character is useless, and even if the odds are stacked against you or people think you're weak, you can still come out on top if you accept your destiny and refuse to give up. Ultimately, it proves that while a lone wolf might be strong, a team that sets aside their differences to fight for a common cause is pretty much unstoppable.